Welcome to the Edward Fowler Show, the first one of 2020 here. Welcome along. I hope you're doing well here on this lovely evening here in the UK, or let's say morning in the US, because it's late morning, I think, now over there with my guest today from representing Wacky Mountain Pro. He is a great superstar who's been there now for over a year, just under a year to say, because I think he began training there in March of last year. I could be wrong about that, but we can ask him in a moment. It is Jumbo Zamorè, if that's how you pronounce it. Welcome to my show.
Pleasure to be here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Are you doing well?
I'm doing well. Excellent.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Well, I appreciate you for coming on the show this soon. And so when I got in contact with you, I know we just discussed this off the air, but when I got in contact with you, were you aware of who I was, or did you research me to find out if I was legit?
Yeah, I did do a little research. As I said, I heard of you from an interview that you did with Marlon Bishop, and I looked further into all the other guests you've had on your show, and so I was very excited to be on your show.
Well, I thank you very much for accepting me on the show, and we have to say as well, did you speak to Marlon Bishop after you looked up that interview? Did you speak to him and say, hey, any advice you can give me for this interview today, or did you just or not?
I didn't get a chance to speak with him about it, but I decided, hey, I'll just jump forward and do this, and you've had a few guests on your show that to me all checked out. Everything is legit, so here I am.
Yeah, here you are indeed. And you are just tuning in, but you can feel free to ask my guest a question, Jumbo a question this evening. So feel free to just use the hashtag the Fowler Show on Twitter to ask your question. Or on Instagram, use the hashtag the Fowler Show on Instagram as well. I don't know how it will work, but we can give it a go on Instagram as well. But back to you then. Was I right? You started training in about February or March of last year, and if that is correct, what inspired you to be a part of pro wrestling?
Well, you're slightly off. I started in October of last year.
Oh, really? Oh, right, okay. Because I will explain in a minute why I thought it was February or March, so carry on.
Yeah. I started training in October, and of course I didn't see you didn't see me at all for a few months after that. Yeah. When I made my debut confronting Humphrey Jacobs and then taking a pile driver from him. But it was exciting nonetheless, and what really got me into wrestling, what got me to join, is it's always been a lifelong passion of mine. I've been a wrestling fan since I was a kid. It's something that I could never quench that thirst. So I've had my typical 9-to-5 jobs, and one day I just woke up and realized I wasn't happy with that. Wow. And all I thought about was wrestling. Yeah. So I decided to pursue that and find a school, find a place I can train, and hopefully make a career out of it.
That's good to hear. And so I'll explain why I thought it was February or March of last year, because I saw I had to do my research, of course. Now, when I find your social medias and I went through it, and I seen an interesting photo. You were shaking hands in March the 21st, to be exact, March 21st of 2019. The picture of you shaking hands with the one Mercury Yaden who was on this show last year. So that's why I thought you began officially of March of 2019. So what was that picture all about of you shaking his hand?
Well, I'm not sure why it showed up in March. That picture definitely was taken in October.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure why that date came up. Yeah. But it was October 1st to be exact. I actually tried out a few months prior in May.
Gotcha.
And then I needed some time to kind of move things around in my life to be able to make it work. And then I was back in October 1st. It was my first day.
Ooh, that's good. And so you had your tryout match in the May. How did it all about then? How did you did you see someone on social media saying, "Hey, we're having tryouts with Rocky Mountain Pro. Please come down to this date," or did you contact them beforehand and set this up? How did it all come about?
Yes, I found Matt Yaden School. At the time, it was called Mercury Pro Wrestling Academy.
Yeah,
now it's just Rocky Mountain Pro Academy. And I reached out to him, and I, told him I wanted to become a wrestler. And he, set up time for me to come try out and see if I was, physically fit enough and capable of doing that type of sport. And things went well, and so I signed up.
Indeed, and you have, and I have to say as well, you're one of the bigger guys in Rocky Mountain Pro. So to me, when I've seen you on Twitch, that's where you can watch the show on twitch.tv /Rocky Mountain Pro live every Thursday night, I believe. I don't know the exact time because it's like at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning our time, but I don't know what time it's over there in Denver when they go live. But it's usually every Thursday night with Charge as the main show now. And when I've seen you on there, you because you have appeared on there now, and you're quite a terrifying man, even though you may not want to be like that. But to me, you're quite terrifying. So is that your goal? To be terrifying?
Yes, I feel like I found my home here in wrestling. I'm able to push my weight around, so to speak.
Yeah.
And being physical, being able to fight is something that I enjoy. And so I'm really loving it in wrestling, really loving getting to put my hands on people.
Yes, and feel free to name some of the people you've had the privilege of kicking their asses in the ring and getting your hands on them. Who have you had the privilege of doing so far?
Well, I'll definitely mention my old team that kind of they were guiding me through the early parts of my training. Johnny Casanova and Caden Koyama. Also known as JK Pop. I was once with them. They were teaching me the ropes, showing me how things are done, and I felt like I was taking a little bit of advantage of after a while, like I was being maybe used. So I decided to turn on them and teach them a lesson. And so that's two guys that I don't mind to this day getting my hands on, because there's a lot of frustration built from that relationship.
How interesting. And it's like, how did you know that they were using you? They might just be waiting for the right opportunity for you to get your moment, kind of thing. So you could just wait it out, be their bodyguard, and get your limelight, because I'm sure they must have done the same thing. Must have been a bodyguard for the other member, and then they waited and said, "This is your moment to shine now." So I mean, they might have had it all planned for you, but you did what you did, and it might have got you in good places right now.
Yeah, I mean, I did what I had to do, and because of it, I am now Ignition champion, and I felt under their guidance that it maybe would have taken longer, and I did believe at first that they wanted what's best for me. But after a while, when you start to do a lot of what you feel is pointless chores and pointless training, you start to think that maybe you're just being used for your size. And, I felt like they thought I was kind of dumb and that I would just do whatever they said. And, I'm not dumb. I'm a very educated man. So I caught on to their game. And I did what I had to do.
Yeah, you certainly did. And so show us this belt of yours then. Go on, show us your lovely Ignition Championship to the lovely viewers here.
Oh,
I know
man.
I'm putting you on the spot now, aren't I? I bet
Yes.
I bet maybe I did now and say you hadn't got it with him.
I would love to. Unfortunately, it's getting cleaned right now.
Yeah,
It's
here we
been
go.
a rough month, a rough year actually. So that belt's been through a lot.
So you're too ashamed to show the viewer, to show the fans here, the Innocent Championship. Okay, well that's a shame for us,
Yeah.
but
You
I
know,
mean,
I am ashamed because, as a champion, I feel like, the viewers, people that watch, they have an expectation of what a champion should look like and should be like. And so I am a little ashamed that I can't show the belt right now. But that's because it was not in a great condition. It's not a great condition to represent as the Ignition champion. So send it off to get cleaned, to get polished, and it'll be in better condition soon.
right, okay. Well, in the meantime, of either being polished or that business or that, or I just say rubbish we just spat out there in front of me, I'm sure the viewers will be able to see it tonight on Rocky Mountain Pro. Is that right, or is it not happening tonight? Or is the taking a week off after Christmas New Year and had the first show maybe next week, or is it going on this week as also as usual to say?
Well, I personally decided, to take a long deserved break. But, can't say when I'll be back. We have a show going on. We're back, back at it tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm not sure when exactly that'll go live. I believe it'll be live on Twitch tomorrow.
Right. So it's now on Fridays now, is it? The weekly show. It's moved.
Yeah, and yes.
News.
Well, I'm not exactly sure when it will air in the UK. But yeah, we're moving some things around. We're changing from a monthly or a weekly to a monthly schedule. But we're still going to try to put out a weekly show from what I believe. If I'm wrong, then I need to be corrected on that. But yeah, we're kind of moving things around, preparing for the new year, kind of tackling it a little bit differently, and hopefully that provides for a better show for the viewers.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. It's news to me. Hey, that's some breaking news for you. I didn't know about that, so there you go.
I may be wrong about this. Sometimes you just hear things, in the woodworks, and
definitely.
they either happen or they don't.
To spout information which hopefully will be correct. So I'm sure the management of Rocky Mountain Pro will see this at some point and thinking absolutely he needs telling off for giving out false information. Or he might be saying, great, this is a role model we need for the company, so this is great. Let's get and do more interviews like this. But he needs to show his belt off as well the next time around. So you're taking a nice long relaxing break. God knows how long it'll be. I mean, you have a tune every week or every month depending on the schedule to see when Jumbo here will return on your TV screen.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about. Sorry for interrupting. I thought you were to say yes. That's this. So I'll let you finish in a minute. I think my next question was to say, what was some of your favorite moments of 2019?
Well, definitely becoming Ignition champion is one of my greatest moments and achievements. Recently, getting to perform at our big arena here in Denver called the Pepsi Center in front of 6,000 people. That was a lot of fun. That kind of gave me a taste of what I can achieve if I keep working hard and I keep climbing up that ladder. It's the greatest feeling in the world to be able to perform in front of a lot of people like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a big arena, and I saw some clips of social media. And the atmosphere in the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado was definitely unglued, I have to say. So it's great that 6,000 people turned up to support Rocky Mountain Pro. When was that? Was that just last weekend, was it? Or the week before?
Yes, that was last weekend on January 4th. And it was actually with collaboration with a lacrosse team here called the Colorado Mammoth. And so I had a personal gripe against their mascot, and I had to, fight him at the end, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, well, I saw what happened on social media. So if you're interested, go to social media and you can just easily find the clip of what Jumbo just said about that incident there. That's probably one of your least favorite moments of 2019, isn't it? That little incident there.
Yes, I had the match won. It was mine, and he came out of nowhere, and I was not prepared for that, and so I feel like there's some sort of cheating involved, but that's all semantics.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the cheating for a second, because there's always some kind of cheating going on in Wacky Man Pro. Just for my curiosity, who was the official of your match when this incident happened?
Sorry, what was that?
Who was the official in that match when the incident happened? Do you remember?
It was a Rumble type of match.
Yeah, so, even worse to get what you call it, cheated and get screwed. So
yeah, so there's officials on the outside of the ring, but they don't always watch everything because there's so many bodies in the ring.
They're blind, they don't care. They just come out there drinking beers or playing their sudokus, whatever they want to do. Just pass the time, don't they?
There's,
kind of thing.
There's favorites involved. That's what makes the whole thing unjust. Is that some of the wrestlers become really good friends with the officials, and I see why. You got to be friends with those who officiate the rules and enforce them. And so I believe because they form these relationships, the officials start to call matches and favors to their advantage.
Yeah. Well, they need to be dealt with, don't they? And they should be.
Absolutely.
Maybe you should throw them around, and they will soon become your favorite. And then there'll be no more cheating going along in your eyes when you're wrestling on Wacky Mountain Pro. Let's move the focus here, because we're now into 20 minutes into this interview. So at this stage of the podcast, we now ask our guests to tell us where they can find themselves on social media. And throughout the interview as well, I have been showing his social media on the screen. But just for anyone who may not be watching this, might be listening to this, where can they find you on social media?
They can find me on Instagram at Jumbo_RMP. They could also find me on Twitter, Jumbo_RMP as well. And as well as Facebook, which is also, that one's RMP Jumbo. But they can find me on those three platforms.
You're wrong about your Facebook. Always people get their Facebooks wrong for some reason. It's actually Jumbo Zamore. That's it.
That is my name, yes, and that's what shows up when you look for it. I was given the at tag, I guess. I don't know if people actually use that.
We're both right. There we go. He gave you the shortcut. I just gave you the long way around. So there you go. But yeah, there we go about that. Now let's talk about Too Cold Scorpio, and let's talk about him. When you came to the training center in October, was Too Cold Scorpio there? Did he greet you when you came in? I know he does some training there. He's like the head trainer.
Yeah, he came in a few months after I started, and it learned a lot from him. Learned a lot about the industry. Very rigorous training with him. It was days that I didn't think I would survive, but it was great because you get to learn how you work in other countries. He's worked in Japan for many years, as well as here stateside. So get to learn a lot about how the different styles, work all around the world. And that's that's knowledge that's priceless, especially this early on in my career, where you just focus on training. You don't really kind of get out too much yet. So having information come to you as valuable as Too Cold Scorpio was, priceless for sure.
That's good to hear. And to my knowledge, he is still the head trainer of Wacky Man Pro. Is that correct?
Not anymore. Right now, him and Matt, I guess, are taking some time. He's no longer a part of RMP at the moment.
Gotcha. So that's just taking a break kind of thing is what you're looking for there. The right word to use there.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying not to get you in trouble on this show. So I'm looking in. Please don't be mad at him. It's just my question, so be mad at me instead. Anyway, there we go. Let's talk about Marty the Moth, because he's, he comes and goes through Rocky Mountain Pro. He was at Milestone 9 a few months ago, which I think you were at. Is that right? You were there? Because,
yes, I was there.
Another post came up while I was doing my research. It said another date, like in March or April. It said that you were attending Milestone 9. You were what are you calling it? Posting it on your social media on Facebook, I believe it was.
Yes, that was the night I won my Ignition Championship.
Yeah,
it's a great night. But yeah, Marty the Moth was there. He's the Twitch champion. And
bit of a part timer because he never shows up, does he? What? So
he is a part timer.
He's like Brock Lesnar.
he needs to show up more, and if he's going to be a champion, and he needs to represent that, more often. And if he doesn't want to be champion, he could always come back to RMP, and I could take that championship.
Yeah, just forfeit to you. Just to say, here you go.
Exactly.
Here you go.
Yes.
Because Marty the Moth was on the show as well last year after Austin Urich. After they were saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to get in contact with you," blah blah blah. I did all the hard work. They did absolutely nothing. Austin Urich just retweeted a tweet which I sent out after we did the interview with him. But we got on the show anyway, and we talked about Milestone 9 and about other things as well. But yeah, he is a part-timer, I have to say. He's looking brighter because I saw something on social media from Marty the Moth about at AEW. Hi! So I think he wants to wrestle for AEW as well as Rocky Mountain Pro. Bit like what Brock Lesnar does. Shows up like once a year, defends, and then leaves again for another year.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to see that? If you're a champion, you got to be a fighting champion.
Well,
you gotta represent, your championship on a weekly or monthly basis.
But if he did go on to like a national TV station like All Elite Wrestling, for example, on ITV4 every single Friday night, 11:20 p.m. in the UK, he could take the Twitch Championship and bring it onto national TV, and that gives a plug for Rocky Mountain Pro, doesn't it? Kind of thing.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he feels.
Yeah.
He may go out there and plug, or he may go out there and forget where he came from. So there's no telling what goes through his head right now.
Or
he's
what he might do.
Marty the Moth. He's crazy.
What he might do is he might get a trash can, and dump the championship out into it. That's a common thing to do in wrestling as well, don't they? When they invade a different company, that's what they're trying to do. I'm not saying that he might do that. Marty the Moth is a much better man than that. He's a. I've got more respect for him not to do that, but I think he may do that. I think that's what he'll do. I think he'll come on the show with the Twitch Championship to promote that he's a champion of one of the best companies in Colorado, kind of thing. I'm sure you would do the same, because I know what you did last year. I saw something on your social media that you were at Impact Wrestling, either a TV taping or a tryout. Can you explain more on that?
Yes, I went to a tryout in Las Vegas a few months back, and really just to learn what it would take to get to that level. And I learned a lot. Definitely, I learned a lot about how production and how the talent that you have to get to that next level. That's the biggest thing that I took away from that. And now I'm working hard, and hopefully I can reach that next level very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love it because it helps you out, and it helps maybe them to say, wow, this guy, we're going to keep a lookout on him. And, maybe what you call the right word is keep you in their thoughts, keep them in their contacts, and maybe look at your work every now and then. You never know what may happen, you know. So did they contact you, or did you contact them, or did you just show up? Because they sometimes advertise, don't they? You know, semesters happening here, this play at this time.
Yeah, well, there was word that the trial was happening there in Las Vegas, and so I decided to go, make the right contacts and get over there. Sometimes when sometimes companies would be looking for talent, and they'll make a poster. They'll reach out to talent and hold a tryout.
Okay.
And just to take a look at what's going on there in the indies, and if there's any it's valuable talent that they've maybe overlooked. It's a good chance for people to come in and get looked at.
Yeah, definitely is, and I tell you, I don't know if I can say this publicly or not, but all I'm going to say is I have had a bit of a chat with somebody from Impact. I'm not going to say who it was or what it was about, but just say stay tuned because you don't know what may happen here on the Fowler show. So stay tuned for that. Now, I do also want to say I do have a croaky voice. It is not my normal voice, by the way. You can find that out by going to a different episode of the show. And you'll see that my voice is not like this as usual. So I apologize for that in advance. But this is my custom cup, by the way. It's the only cup around. Actually, you can't buy this because it's a secret Santa gift. Someone to give me this cup. This is very cool. So there you go there. Just want to plug that here on the Fowler show. My own custom cup. Limited edition, the only one in the world. And it's owned by me. I might put on eBay in a few years' time once I might be a big global guy, but that will ever happen. But there you go. We can all have dreams, can't we? What is your dream? Who is your dream opponent? Talking about dreams, let's talk about your dream opponents.
Dream opponents. Oh, there's quite a bit. But I want to face, Keith Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Big guys. I want to be the biggest, baddest big guy that there is. So eventually, if possible, Brock Lesnar even, right now, I'm still a long way before I ever reach a match with him, I feel, but, never say never. And I'm working very hard to try to get to that next level. So, my goal is to be the biggest, most intimidating.
Putting it out there. Might be me. I might be having a power cut. You never know. Hopefully not. But there you go. I'm a bit concerned there. But I want to say that you mentioned about wrestling bigger guys and something from Impact Wrestling. Maybe in the future, which could happen if Impact Wrestling. What's this now? Ace Romeo. He's a big guy. You're a big guy. That would be a great dream match. I think you against Ace Romeo. Oh my word! Enforce the ring. That's all I have to say.
Yes, that would be a very big match. Oh man, it's a good thing you brought up Ace Romeo. But all I gotta do is work hard and keep crunching away, and hopefully I will get to that point where I can face people like him.
Yeah, well, I tell you one thing. We reached out to Ace Romeo to get him on the show. And so far, no response yet. So hopefully, maybe soon, we can get him on the Fowler. So I don't know why. He must think I'm either. He might be scared of me. He might be scared of me and my tough questions there on the Fowler show.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there we go. That's what it is. That's what I'm going to say here on the Fowler show with my guest Jumbo here. And let's talk about then anybody who you would like to face who are currently on the roster at Wacky Mountain Pro. Who would it be, and why you want to fight him this year?
Well, definitely it would be now Dustin Urich, the Rocky Mountain Pro champion, and because I aim to be the face of the company. I want to be at the top. So anyone holding any championships there is got a big target on them. Before it was Marlon Bishop. No longer, but yeah, Dustin, I got my eye on you. So that's what I want. I want his championship.
I like how you just mentioned about Marlon Bishop. I thought we were just going to give cheap plugs to Marlon Bishop this evening. You gotta start paying me some money because it might be You might get famous one time, and you might want to say, "Hey, you mentioned me so many times, please pay me." And I'll say, "Yep, just talk to Jumbo, and he'll sort you out." Anyway, only joking. Mickey mentioned we like plugging people, and you've got some merch. And where can they buy your merch anywhere, or is it just like a limited edition, only one by you, by me?
Oh, absolutely. They can get, for example, this fine T-shirt here. Larger than life Zamore.
Yeah.
They can get that on Amazon.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Amazon.com, and what's the URL of that?
So Amazon.com, search for Rocky Mountain Pro or just Jumbo Zamorè, and my T-shirt, my merch should come right up.
There you go. You can buy it on that. Very different, actually. I thought you were going to say, yeah, you buy our Pro Wrestling tees or something like that. But Amazon did not know you can actually put your own merch on that. I need to do that one day, maybe. Amazon.co.uk. Do you know if Rocky Mountain Pro will plan to expand their business of their merch, like your merch there, larger than life, to Amazon here in the UK? Do you know if people here in the UK can buy your merch today?
I believe they should be able to. If not, definitely we're working on getting it available all over the world. So if you can't already find it right now, then it's going to be in the works shortly.
There we go. Just wanted to confirm that. I don't know if anybody's saying to me, we can't find this. Why are you plugging this? So on my part there, if it's not available, they are working with it. So please don't message them. Fight Network UK. They do sometimes show Rocky Mountain Pro all the way from the States. So if you do have Fight Network UK on your Sky or Freeview, then check it out, because there's some wonderful talent who maybe might get the big opportunity of coming over here to wrestle. So you never know what may happen. Also on Fight Network UK, you get Smash Wrestling, you get Impact Pro Wrestling, of course, because it's owned by their owner company, and some of you and some other companies on that network as well. I don't actually have the network because it's not available on Virgin Media, so I don't know what's on that network apart from what I see on Twitter, and that's what I know. Smash Wrestling and Impact and Rocky Mountain Pro, the only ones I know of is on that network. So if you do know any other shows that's available on that network, please let me know on Twitter. It's now coming up to about 40 minutes here into this interview, and we've covered pretty much most things there. I just want to double check I didn't miss anything out from what I wrote down there. And so what are your goals then for 2020? We're saying 2020, a new decade. What's your goals for this year?
Yes, my goal is to really put my name on the map in professional wrestling. 2019 was a year of learning, a year of honing my skills. And in professional wrestling, one can never truly master, the art of wrestling. But I believe that in 2020, I'm going to really make my name shine and really put my face all over RMP. Good.
Be the face of the company. Before you know it, there'll be billboards around Denver, Colorado with your face on it, and it might scare people, or it might make them to come and check you out in person. Hopefully, it'll be option B, where people will come out and check out Rocky Mountain Pro and see the face of the company, Jumbo, some point in the future, maybe in 2020. And tell about any upcoming shows. Is there any big shows coming up for yourself or for Rocky Mountain Pro over the next few months you know about?
Can't discuss too much, but I know that we have we're going right back to our quarry shows. We're going, which is our weekly charged. We're gonna really focus on our show and try to make it better than ever. I know of those who've been following Rocky Mountain Pro since the start has seen a lot of transformations occur, and so I hope that in 2020 we can continue to make changes, continue to grow as a company, and hopefully you start seeing Rocky Mountain Pro in more places.
That's good to hear. And just to tell everyone that you can find me on social media. On Twitter _ Edward Fowler _ or if you go into the description box underneath the description box, you'll see my other social media my new Instagram account there. And it's been a pleasure having you on the show today, Jumbo. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the Edward Fowler show. Have you enjoyed my questioning here on the show?
I have. You've been a brilliant host.
That's good to hear. Now, I want to know as well. Have you done other podcasts before mine, or is this your first one? Or
I have done a few here locally, podcasts that were aired here locally in Colorado. You could probably find them if you search for them on YouTube. But I've done a few before. I'm still pretty new, but I've done a couple.
Well, I would say you're I think the first guest to have his own microphone. So there you go. You're the first one ever. So we appreciate that here on the EFR show on YouTube.com. And as well, I want to say as well, how would you rate mine compared to the ones you've been on in your area? Do you think it was quite good for an international, or do you think it was quite badly? I should know more information about you before we discussed these topics today.
It was terrible. No, I'm just playing. No, this is excellent. You have a really good show. You ask really great questions, and I was very honored that you reached out to me to be able to be on your show.
Thank you very much, and you're very welcome. And my last question to you is, who would you suggest me to get in contact with from Rocky Mountain Pro? Because I've actually asked and actually got his emailed the person, but never got a response back, and that was Curtis Cole.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Yeah, it would have been, wouldn't it? But apparently he's too big for me, so I can't get him on there for some reason.
I don't know. I'll ask him. I'll see what he feels about it. But other guys, I would try to reach out to Dustin now that he's a champion. See what he thinks. Pick his brain a little bit, as well as if you get J.K. Pop on your show, I want to hear what they have to say.
Yeah, well. Absolutely. And we just got a like on Twitter from Kyle Necker / Danny from Rocky Mountain Pro. So there you go about that. Do you know who that is, by the way?
Yes, that is my assistant.
Ah, good. Okay, I'm glad that your assistant liked my tweet I just posted about 40 minutes ago-ish. There you go about that. I'm glad that you enjoyed the show as well, as much as I did, here on the Edward Fowler show. Here, and don't forget, if you are new around here to my show, please do subscribe and like the video, share the video around, and leave a comment on what you thought of this interview, because I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your suggestions, how we can make this show better and bigger. And because we get some awesome people on this channel who you think would never come on the show, and I've been surprised a lot of times. So be a part of history, be a part of this amazing channel. So please do subscribe today. It means a lot to me. And again, to my guest Jumbo, thank you so much for coming on the show. Please do stay on the line. I'll speak to you in a minute. And from all of us here from the Father Show, Happy New Year. I hope each and every one of you have a fantastic year. And we got some exciting guests on the way. Who they will be, God knows who. So you better click the notification bell. It means you're always notified when a new episode drops, because, you never know when there might be another episode of the Edward Fowler Show. But from all of us here, enjoy the rest of your Thursday.